Hi everyone, in this video we are going to talk about for loops in Python programming language, so please stay tuned. So let's take an example. Example number 1. Here we have a list called X which has some elements in it, A, B, C. And for example, suppose that we want to print each element of this list. So as you can see, this is a repetitive task because we want to print each element of this list one by one. So because we have a repetitive task, we want to use a for loop. So we simply type for any element in that list, which for example, now we want to call it, let's say I. So we are saying for any element, let's say called I in that list, which is X, we want to print that element, which we have called it I. So if I run the code, you can see here is the result. We have printed each element of that list. But pay attention to some notes. First of all, you should note to this colon, and also you should pay attention to this indentation. This indentation tells Python that this line, print I, is going to be run in each iteration of that for loop. And maybe you ask a question, can we name this I another thing? For example, J, K element, or whatever you want? Of course you can. So for example, maybe I want to change this I to ELEM, stands for element. And remember, if you change this one, you should change this I as well. So if I run the code, you can see here is the result. So let's take another example. Example number 2. Suppose that we want to print the numbers between 1 to 10. For doing so, you should simply type for I in range of 1 to 11. But maybe you ask why 11 and not 10? Because the second parameter of this range function is exclusive. When you want the numbers from 1 all the way up to 10, you should write 11. Why? Because this second parameter is exclusive. So we put a colon and press enter, and you can see automatically Python inserts an indentation. But for example, if you press the backspace key on your keyboard, you can see the indentation has been removed. If you want to insert an indentation, you should press the tab key on your keyboard. So for example, here I want to print I. So if I run the code, you can see here is the result, and we have printed the numbers between 1 to 10.